All right. Good morning and welcome to day 5 on the long trail. My name is Mosey and this is Rissa Roams. Rolling out of camp. Got to camp last night and they are currently building a new shelter at Battel. So all of the tent sites are covered with construction materials. And about a third of the shelter was full of concrete. So there wasn't a lot of room. There were 10 of us last night. Luckily, there were a couple hammockers. A few people found places to pitch their tents. Not ideal. And then there were 4 of us in the shelter. I did sleep well though, so that's good. Yeah, I slept soundly until about 4. Then I was up for like an hour. But anyway, we're on trail. We are about 0.8 of a mile from the peak of Mount Abraham, which will be my first 4,000 footer in Vermont. I did not summit Killington on my thru hike because if you didn't see that video, it was snowing the day I climbed Killington, and I just didn't feel like doing the extra work. So yeah, this will be my first Vermont 4K. It looks like it's going to be a beautiful day for it, and I'm excited to get going. It is warm and sunny today, and I am sweating. Also just wanted to come on and say I'm doing much better today. Spirits are high. My ankle, it hasn't been hurting, but I've been noticing it, which I haven't noticed it in a while. So I don't know if it's because I rolled it the other day when I fell, or if it's just being back on this crazy terrain that I haven't been on in so long, and just the weird angles that my foot has to go. If that's doing it, I don't know. So it doesn't hurt, but I'm thinking about wrapping it going forward just to be safe, give myself a little more stability. So we'll see how it feels at the end of today. According to the map, we're now on our second 4,000 footer, Mount Ellen. I guess this is the indicator. Thought it would be a little bit more monumental than that. All right, so we may be losing our little bubble that we've had. Me and Polar are going into town today, and Christine and Stubbs and Deagle and Stubbs' girlfriend, who joined us last night, are pushing on to the shelter past the road. So hope to see them again, but there's always a chance that we won't. And then the two ladies who are out for a section, who we've camped with the last couple nights, they are wrapping up on Sunday, but I don't know if we'll cross paths again. They're pretty cool. One of them has done all of the Northeast 115. The other has thru-hiked Colorado Trail, done all the 14ers, and all of the highest peaks in every state except for Denali. So that's pretty cool. My one gripe, they refuse to call me by my trail name. They insisted on knowing, or at least one of them insisted on knowing my real name, and only calls me that. And whenever I introduce myself to someone as Mosey, she says, "But that's not your real name." And I'm like, well, it's the name I've gone by for a year and a half now. So, yeah. Anyway. Fun times. Only 3.4 miles to town. Right now, got 0.9 to Stark's Nest, which is a ski hut that we're stopping at for lunch. I would have loved to have camped there. It's so pretty, but 2 miles from town doesn't quite make sense. So here we go. All right, here we go. So it begins. We've got the rebar now. Ugh. All right, and now sketchy wooden ladder time. It's getting real now. All right, so just came down that ladder, went across there, down this rebar. Oh, here we go. Well, what a small world the trail is. I run into a southbound hiker and he says, the guy ahead of you says you're thinking about the Pinhoti. And I immediately recognize this guy. And I'm like, what's your name? He says, well, I go by Easy on trail. I said, I thought so. I'm Mosey. We met at the Pinhoti Outdoor Center this spring. So sure enough, we met at the Pinhoti, on the Pinhoti in March, and now met on the long trail. What a wild time. He was going southbound both times. I was going northbound both times. Oh, goodness. All right, let's make it to town. So, had a nice long chat with Easy. He told me a ton of stuff about upcoming water sources that I absolutely will not remember by the time I get to them, but I appreciate his help. And then he gave some advice on some of the stuff we have coming up. He said, what we're doing right now is child's play compared to what we'll see soon. So, buckle in. All right, so we just arrived at West Hill B&B. And to start, they put us out here in a very nice barn. They gave us each a table so we can, triage our gear out here.
Got everything.
And then they gave us our little care kits with towels and shampoo. And then we've got our bathroom and our laundry. I assume we'll get a bedroom at some point. Probably the most organized gear explosion in hotel history. No loaner clothes, but we get fancy robes, so that's nice.